Good evening, everyone. But certainly one of the most important topic after GST implementation. And to enlighten us, we have Mr. Malav Talwadi as a subject expert. Malav is a founder director of Microvista Technology Private Limited, which is into software development and offer consulting services. Malav has completed Masters in Information Technology from Dhirubhai Ambani Institute and also a qualified cost accountant, which is a rare combination, I believe. Malav is a visiting lecturer at CA Institute and have also taken many samples.
Very good. Good evening.
Malav, Government of India has brought GST in July 2017, and post that they have make it mandatory for e-way bill too. There are so many changes in GST slabs and filling forms, and still we hear a lot about GST input issues for many businesses. I am sure few participants would also face taking the GST input issue in their businesses too. Now, government is introducing new GST returns. So one side, we are talking about hassle-free businesses, and at the same time, we are adding so much load in terms of return filing on businesses. So Malo, do you think with the help of technology, it would ease up?
Yeah, so very good question, Zikant. See, since the introduction of GST on 1st July 2017, there has been a debate whether GST is a game changer or a game spoiler. Today, taxpayers are filing monthly return and state-wise returns. That includes not only data uploading, that includes invoice level data uploading and vendor reconciliation by downloading invoice from the GSTN portal, and there are certain very complex tax computation. If we talk about compliances from government end, it did not go well. Government had a daunting task to updating their portal and managing portal since GST was introduced. So they have fixed some technical glitches and they have given the relaxation by delaying the returns and reconciliations. But still, there are many issues are not unaddressed by the government. So looking to these compliances and new changes by the government and introducing a new returns, their industry and everyone requires, and I believe that there is a requirement of very robust tax technology solution which helps you to make the compliances on time and accurate.
Okay. Great, Malo. Now let us talk about the present situation of this unfortunate pandemic. Government of India has allowed certain SMEs who are having turnover of less than 100 crores to file the GST in some time lag. And there are corporates which have to file the GST on time, which creates an issue of taking input credit.
Yes.
So how would the corporate claim input tax credit while filing monthly returns?
Yes. So I would like to highlight one example. Just let me share the screen. Yeah.
Sure.
So Government of India, so input tax credit reconciliation is one of the biggest tasks as of now. So every company has a team who are doing the reconciliation, and there is one particular ITC restriction to claim the credit. So as of now, the recent rule for the ITC restriction is 10%. So what is 10%? So let's understand. Let's assume January 2020, you have ITC in your books is rupees 50,000. Okay, so that means you have paid 50,000 tax amount to others while buying something. Okay, so normally we have paid 50,000. That means we can take a credit 50,000. No, as per the rules, you can take a credit up to whatever the credit available in GSTR 2A. Means your vendor is uploading the data, and that will be reflected in GSTR 2A. So here in example, what I am showing is 35,000 amount is only reflected in a GSTR 2A. Only 10% of that amount. Now 35,000, 10%, 3,500, and that total becomes 38,500. Means only maximum up to more than 10% on the amount of whatever the available in 2A. That is the current rule. But due to the this pandemic and COVID-19 situation, government has given the relaxation. From the February 20 to August 20, you can take whatever the credit available in the books. So I've given an example over here. So from the February 20 to August 20, let's assume you have the total credit available in your books is 10 lakh rupees. Okay. Now what you need earlier the rule is what you need to check GSTR 2A and take a 10% on extra credit on that. But here what government is given a relaxation that you can take all the credit available in the books. So 10 lakh credit available, you can simply take it. But government has clearly mentioned that February 20 to August 20, you can avail all the credit, but in the month of September, again, you have to download all the returns, all these invoices from GSTR 2A, and the same restriction of 10% rule will be applicable. So what you need to do while filing a GSTR 3B return in September month, you download GSTR 2A, and let's say in this example, I have given the amount is 8 lakh rupees. So 10% comes to 8 lakh 80,000 and total will become 8 lakh 80,000. But you have claimed a credit of 1 lakh rupees. Okay, so what you need to reverse in the month of September because you have taken extra credit. So 1 lakh 20,000 credit you need to reverse in the month of September while filing GST returns. So for the viewers and everybody, this is a very major thing. Currently, you can take credit and you should take credit. All the whatever you available in 3B. But in the September month, you have to reconcile everything. So you should not wait for the September month because if you go to September month and you cannot tell your vendor to upload the returns. So reconciliation you have to do every month, and you have to, if the vendor is not uploading, you have to tell them to upload and file the returns by timely. So you can get all the credits like 10 lakh rupees what you have paid, that you can take and avail the credit. And the September onward, the same rule will be applicable of 10% on the maximum ITC available in GSTR 2A. But everyone has a question how to reconcile, because assume the company having more than 100 crore turnover and 200 or 300 vendors, and they are buying goods from them. So how to reconcile those invoices? Because invoices reconciliation is a very tedious job, very tiresome job. It will take 2-3 days or sometimes a week for the big companies. So there I'm going to show you one demo of a small demo of the software where you can reconcile your automatically, जो आप reconcile 3 दिन में करते हो वो एक 15 मिनट में ऑटोमेटिक सॉफ्टवेयर कर लेगा. So what here I am showing you, this सॉफ्टवेयर जब रिकंसिलेशन करते हैं तो ऑटोमेटिकली वेंडर का आपको रजिस्ट्रेशन दिखाएगा, वेंडर के सामने आपको दिखाएगा कि भाई मेरे बुक्स में कितने हैं और 2A में कितने हैं. 2A means what vendor is uploading on the government portal, what GSTR 1. Okay, software will automatically match. आपको डिफरेंस दिखाएगा भाई आपने आपके बुक्स में एक इनवॉइस था और सामने वाले ने भी एक इनवॉइस अपलोड किया है, वैल्यू इज परफेक्ट, so there is no difference, you don't need to look at, but they will also highlight there is a difference. So what we can go inside and we can check. Now check करते हैं तो कोई भी वेंडर में जाते हैं तो दिस विल अगेन शो यू द इनवॉइस वाइज रिकंसिलिएशन. अब व्हाट इज इनवॉइस वाइज रिकंसिलिएशन, वो आपको हर एक इनवॉइस का दिखाएगा कि भाई ये इनवॉइस के सामने आपका क्या है. अगेन दिस सॉफ्टवेयर विल हाईलाइट. सॉफ्टवेयर क्या करता है, हाईलाइट करता है कि भाई ये 100% मैच हो गया है. अगेन लाइटर गेन विल आल्सो शो यू नॉर्मली दिस इज द बिगेस्ट टास्क. क्या होता है कि वेंडर इज अपलोडिंग परफेक्ट रिटर्न, बट अपना अकाउंटेंट होता है वो पूरा इनवॉइस नंबर नहीं लिखता. यहाँ पे आप देखो उसने लिखा है WE9020, पर अपना अकाउंटेंट लिखता है सिर्फ लास्ट 3 डिजिट और एंटर कर देता है. सो एज्यूम ये सॉफ्टवेयर नहीं होता तो हाउ कैन यू रिकंसाइल. इवन आप वी लुकअप करके भी करते हैं या एक्सेल में करते हैं तो इट इज डिफिकल्ट टू मैच दोस क्रेडिट. तो सॉफ्टवेयर विल ऑटोमेटिकली मैच करेगा, ऑटोमेटिकली हाईलाइट करेगा इवन देयर इज अ इनवॉइस मिसमैच. ऑल्सो इफ देयर इज अ मिसमैच इन द टैक्स ड्यूटी तो वो भी आपको हाईलाइट करता है. You can also, there is a facility भी होती है कि आपको 5 रुपए का डिफरेंस इग्नोर करना है तो भी कर सकते हो, 10 रुपए का करना है तो भी कर सकते हो. सेकंड थिंग, GSTR 2A is very mandatory. Normally if you want to take a GST refund, आपको GST refund लेना है तो unless invoices are not auto populated in GSTR 2A, तब तक आपको क्रेडिट मिलती नहीं है. So reconciliation is very mandatory in refund cases as well. And nowadays as well. So सितंबर में भी आपको रिकंसिलिएशन करना है, लास्ट दिन पे पता चलेगा कि ये इसने अपलोड नहीं किया है तो योर क्रेडिट विल बी गॉन. So before every month you have to do reconciliation and take credit. Okay. Again with this reconciliation what user need to check while filing return, जब आप GSTR 3B या 1 करते हो तो आपको GSTR 3B की लायबिलिटी और GSTR 1 की लायबिलिटी भी चेक करनी है फाइल फाइलिंग रिटर्न, क्योंकि दोनों की सेम होनी चाहिए। 5 रुपए का भी डिफरेंस होता है तो डिपार्टमेंट वाले आपको नोटिस भेजते हैं भी आपने लाइव यहाँ पे 10 लाख दिखाया है और आप GSTR 3B में समथिंग 9 लाख दिखा रहे हैं, why less? So that you need to check with the software.
Great, Malav. I believe two things are very clear. पहली चीज, गवर्नमेंट ने अगस्त तक हमको संभाला हुआ है. Even if somebody is not, if our vendors are not filing GST returns till August, we are safe. The second thing, we have Malav with his technology for this huge reconciliation issues. So thank you, Malav, for this. So Malav, there are certain set of companies which used to follow sending the physical copy of invoices to their customers so that they can claim input credit. Due to this present situation, you know that it has become very difficult to send courier, and it is, very frankly, it is not safe also. Maybe post lockdown, even if the courier services get activated, still it is not very safe. So my question to you is whether the physical copy of invoice is mandatory to take input tax credit, or do we have some other options also?
Yes, Srikanth, as per the rules, either physical copy of invoice or a digitally signed invoice copy are mandatory to avail input tax credit. Now, there is a very misconception in all of us that what is a digital signed invoice copy? Everybody feels like a PDF sign and scan copy is a digitally signed copy. No, it is not like that. Even if you you need to sign a digital with a digital signature available in the market. Normally is a practitioner digital signature or a director are using for filing a returns. Okay, that with that digital signature you need to sign a PDF and send it across. Okay, but one thing you need to keep in mind that even आपने before the pandemic, even if you have taken a credit with a signed scan copy document, that credit is not allowed. कल उठ के आपको समझ लो डिपार्टमेंटल ऑडिट आया और आपने दिखा है कि भाई मेरे यूजर ने तो मुंबई से मेरे को एक साइन करके भेज दिया था और दैट इनवॉइसेस आर अवेलेबल, साइन सेंड करके सब कुछ पड़ा हुआ है. नो, those copies are not allowed for input tax credit. Either physical copy होना चाहिए, otherwise digitally signed copy होना चाहिए. So digitally signed copy, a very small thing, digital signature token is available in 400 to 500 rupees. It is available in the market, and there are softwares available. You can simply select. I'll just show you one of the example that you select one invoice and you can sign it with a very small thing. It's a very easy to sign document. So if I apply the signature here, it's a very signature. It will ask me one time a question, and then the digital invoice is signed. So here you can see this digital signature token is available. Also, you can see signature validation status. Signature is valid time. So this signature, as per the rule, it is valid, and you can take input tax credit. So even this global pandemic situation, you can send physical copy, digital signed copy on email as well, and you can claim the credit.
Okay. Malav, I believe in this present situation, your suggestion is very helpful because at least we can see till the vaccine is not there in the market, sending courier would definitely be challenging, and even it's not advisable on the safety basis. So Malav, coming back to our next question, for buying any product, including your raw material, of course, you need to pay GST to your vendor. Given the current situation, the vendor could not be filing GST returns, which we spoke because there is some time lag issues. And also there could be some liquidity issues also. So then it becomes a challenge for customer to claim input credit. So according to you, what should be the precautions which we need to take while paying to our vendors GST?
Yes. See, as you know, everyone has a liquidity crunch going on right now, and before that, even after as well. While paying or secondary or while doing the vendor registration, we need to check 2-3 things. First, we need to check whether the GST number right or wrong. So vendor's GST number is correct. Second thing, the compliance we need to check. So as we have seen the GSTR reconciliation I have shown in the software, you need to check whether the vendor is or a taxpayer is uploading the invoices and filing the GSTR1 return or not. Second thing, you need to check their GSTR1 and GSTR3B returns, whether this party is continuously filing and complying with the government norms and return and the compliances. So how to check those compliances? You can go to one way. You can go to government website. You can search it and you can check whether this party is valid or not, their number is right or not, and you can also check his last returns as well. So I'll show you another solution, that application freely available in the market. It is available in Android and iPhone. It's a Power GST application. You can simply write a name of GST number. It will download from the government website. So here you can see the name of the company, it's a trade name, it's a location. It will show you the status, whether this GST number active or not. That is very important. Vendors are not uploading their returns and government is cancelling that status. Okay. Along with that, you can also check the information. There's a status, then the trade name, legal name, there is status of the company, is a private limited or public limited. You can also check the address where the state jurisdiction they have registered and the address of the company as well. Sorry. Yeah. So the last thing, what in my screen is shared.
Yes.
So the last thing what you need to check with this software, you can check the return of GSTR1 and 3B. So if you go to government portal, it will show you, the last 10 transactions. But with this application, this will provide you the return status from the 1st July 2017 when GST was introduced, which each and every filing status, and also shows you the date of filing. Like this company has filed GSTR1 on 10th May or the GSTR3B. So that means we can decide this GST is a GST compliant or not.
Okay. Great, Malav. I guess this particular app is very useful, specifically in the current time, if we want to check whether our vendor to whom we are paying GST payment, whether they are complying with GST norms or not. And if they are not complying, we can simply speak to them because it's our own responsibility to take input credit. So thank you for that. Now, my last question to you, Malav, before I open for a couple of questions from the room. After the e-way bill introduction, a company need to generate e-way bill from GST side of government, along with the other entries which generally they have to do in their accounting software, which is very frankly, it's a tiresome and it's also take a lot of time. And it is also relevant for companies who are having good turnover and with a multiple of their customers. So do you suggest some kind of technology help which can directly generate in fact e-way bill through our ERP like Tally and other accounting softwares?
Yes, Sikand. See, as we know, e-way bill is mandatory for the movement of goods from the one place to another place, and it is one type of mandatory thing for movement of goods. Am I audible?
Yeah. Malo, please carry on.
Yes. So e-way bill generation is a mandatory. And so for that, government has given a website called e-waybill.nic.in where the user can go and do the manual entry. But who are those people are doing the manual e-way bill generation? तो आप कोई भी फार्मा कंपनी या कोई भी बिग इंडस्ट्री ले लो, उसमें जो वेयर हाउस में बैठा है वो बंदा जाके एंट्री करता है. एंड दोज पीपल आर नॉट टेक सेवी पीपल. दे आर मेकिंग मिस्टेक वाइल, एंड कोई भी इवन वी आर मेकिंग डेटा एंट्री ऑफ वन इनवॉइस, we tend to make mistakes. Okay, and the rule of penalty in e-way bill very high. It's like if your invoice value and e-way bill value are not matching, then government is making penalty of 100% of the tax value. So that's why there is a technology required which connects your ERP to the government portal where you can directly generate a e-way bill from the ERP itself. So here I'm just showing you one of the video that technology solution available. With that, you can directly generate a e-way bill from the software, from the Tally. So Tally solution लेते हो तो Tally में से e-way bill बनता है, वो डायरेक्ट गवर्नमेंट पे नहीं अपलोड होता, आपको जनरेट करके अपलोड करना पड़ता है. बट आपने ये सॉफ्टवेयर इंस्टॉल किया है Tally के अंदर, तो आप जब टैली में एंट्री करते हो तब आपको क्वेश्चन पूछता है आपको ई वे बिल जनरेट करना है, तो वो डायरेक्ट जनरेट करता है. सेकंड थिंग, with आपको in the e-way bill distance is very important. Like अहमदाबाद से मुंबई ट्रक जा रहा है तो validity is 7 days because the distance is 700 kilometers. So पिन कोड टू पिन कोड डिस्टेंस भी आपने को कैलकुलेट करना पड़ता है. बट विद इफ यू आर यूजिंग अ सॉफ्टवेयर एंड यूजिंग अ टेक्नोलॉजी एंड बेस्ड ऑफ पिन कोड ऑटोमेटिकली डिस्टेंस भी वो कैलकुलेट करता है. सो यहाँ पे व्हाट आई एम शोइंग इज दिस, using this software and technology, you can directly generate e-way bill from the software itself. So here I'm just adding one last information, and जब मैं आंसर करूंगा कि if you want to generate, yes, then it will automatically generate e-way bill tally itself, and print भी tally में से ही निकलेगा. You don't need to go on the website. So here I'm asking yes. So ये जैसे करता हूँ तो यहाँ पे नीचे एक क्वेश्चन आता है, it will take 2 seconds to generate. So it will go to government website and your number आके store हो गया.
Oh, that's very good, Malav. I think that's very useful for bigger companies, and in fact for smaller companies who have multiple customers, because we had seen that it is very difficult. Certain time Government of India GST site is also not working, so generating e-way bill becomes a little complex certain times. So with the help of this technology, I'm sure we will find it on much comfort to generate e-way bills. Malav, if you can answer Sameer's
Sameer.
Couple of
see, there is a question from Sameer that can we generate a e-way bill print from the Tele ERP? Yes, with the software you can take print. And the second question, in the same question, he is asking the e-way bill print is required. So e-way bill print is not mandatory. If your invoices, if you are printing e-way bill number, or if you are carrying only e-way bill number in a mobile, that is sufficient. Okay, number is required. Even let's say if a government official asks the e-way bill number anytime, or if they stop you in when the movement of goods, you can show the e-way bill number. They can check themselves whether e-way bill number, because while generating the e-way bill, the time and everything is stored. Okay, so the e-way bill number is only required in the invoice. You can take it. Okay, second question is how many bill copies we need to give him while transport. The first and foremost thing, while movement of goods, physical copy is mandatory. Okay, so even the digital signed copy, you can take it and print, but physical copy you need to give. Original invoice copy is required, transporter copy for the transporter is required. Second thing, if somebody send you the PDF file, that is your question, then you can print it, and there is no sign, it is not allowed. A PDF, digitally signed PDF is allowed, but if somebody is sending a PDF file without sign, or even a simple with the sign, and they will send you with the scan copy, it is not allowed for the ITC. You cannot claim credit on that. Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye.